What's up, everyone? It's your boy Shaft, aka That Mill Guy, here with another league of some modern mill. Today we're going over the second extrapolation of the Wisnia winning list, applying some of the concepts into a Dimir mill list that you would traditionally play now, and trying to see what we can take out of some of these wins that Wisnia has been getting. And again, if you reference the first league that I posted earlier in the week, we applied some of the concepts there, and this one, what we're doing this time around is taking, so not changing really anything in the main board. I'm applying my Dimir mill list that I would usually play and really making the changes to the sideboard. So let's go over that right now. With this list in particular, we are playing the 4 Mishra's Bauble. This is kind of the current hot take. I think really you can play with any modern mill list, like main board, where you might be playing 3 surgicals and a murderous cut, and you're using the 2 other flex slots for whatever it is, you know, counter spells, whatever it is. You can use that regular main board. And then what I want to try and apply is the sideboard. What are some things that you would play in this sideboard to go try and apply some wins, maybe try and, you know, beat some of the worst matchups for mill that's out there, and let's see where we can take that. So the first thing I want to mention, obviously, the Mishra's Bauble. For those that are unaware, I've gone over it multiple times in the channel, but you know, if you're new to the channel or new to the kind of tech itself, one of the things this card wants to address is the card draw issue that mill has. Obviously, we have Visions of Beyond, which is ancestral on a stick, and we have things like Fractured Sanity, which does cycle away and provides us with uncounterable mill, but Mishra's Bauble provides us with access to information, card draw that goes around the Thoughtseize and Inquisition effects that are running rampant in this format. No thanks to people like Aspiring Spike, who are creating all these crazy good brews, and you know, we're just having to deal with them all the time. And so Mishra's Bauble is nice for that. And then finally, again, the card draw, and again, the Luro synergy is there. There are going to be times where you're going to play Luros and you may not have the mana to get a crab out. You just want the Mishra's Bauble for a little bit of extra draw, just to find that last piece you need to mill them out. So Mishra's Bauble, all aspects, very good. I don't think I need to touch on it anymore. So it's what I've been trying recently to, you know, half and half success. I think mostly that's due to the fact that the modern meta is like pretty damn hostile to mill at this point. So you really got to try and eke out as much value as you can out of any card to make anything work. But I wouldn't blame me for not playing this. This is really just a personal take of mine, and a lot of other people having had their own success with whatever their takes. The last thing I want to talk about in the sideboard, we've talked about Mystical Disputes, the Soul Guide Lanterns, and all that good stuff. Wanted to touch on the extra removal I'm bringing in, the Bloodchief's Thirst. Great for bigger planeswalkers. You can kick it for 4 and get it there. The downside is obviously the sorcery, but having access to the ability to kill Ragavans, Tarmogoyfs, and Renin 6s, so that's really powerful there. Helps kind of shore up some of those matchups there, especially Renin 6 just running around in so many multicolored decks. It gives the ability for Jund decks to play 3 colors and then have the ability to just play 4 Urza Saga. You know what I mean? That is only possible because of Renin 6. So that's that fun stuff there. We do need to get cards like that out of there, so it's nice to have that extra bit of removal that has some variance. We aren't playing Prismatic Ending because we are only Dimir at this moment. But yeah, so that's going to be it. Hope y'all enjoy the leagues. I had super fun with them, and again, as I said in the previous video, looking forward to the channel. We got a little bit of ad nos coming up and some playing with some of the 5 old lists as well. Check out that. Join them up. Let's play it. Oh, this hand. No, this hand does nothing. Playing against a Luros deck, so I guess just because I have the turn 1 removal, we'll take away the land that hurts me. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Scarab Con in South Carolina. Ooh, what is Scarab Con? That sounds interesting. What is Scarab Con? Why? Okay. Oh, it's probably like red-black mid-range. But it's fine. The Tasha should get me there. I mean, I think they definitely think we're playing against... like mill at this point, like double Darkslick Luris. I mean, he could be Adnos, but like this is pretty slow for an Adnos hand. So Yeah. Nice. Yeah, let's mill them. Let's see what we can find. Anything useful. I'll take Ragavan. That's fine. I'll take Ragavan. I'll take Ragavan as a threat. See if I can't kill anything else. K command, heat, Goyf. Oh, this is just okay. It's Loros Jund with Elvish Reclaimers. Okay. Goyf's in hand. Probably plays Ren here. Yeah, definitely plays Ren here. Grabs Blooming Marsh, plays that. Yeah. Gosh darn it. Rakdos Mishra sees more. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like Loros Jund. Many RPG and tabletop con. Sun comes every year, and I'm his ride for long. That's fair. That's good though. That's really nice. That's really nice. I like that. That's wholesome. That's wholesome. Oh, they don't play Ren. That's interesting. Okay, so they don't play Ren, which gives me an opening to at least counter it. If they play Goyf, I kill it. But yeah, if they don't play, if they just play, oh no, they can't play Ren. They need green. Right. They can't play that anyway. Okay, so they found the green, so definitely counter the Ren here. Oh, they just will not do it. I love it. They will not do it. They want to hold up the K command. They want to hold up the K command. Okay. I like it. They want to hold up the K command. Well, they're not getting the return on the K command. I'll tell you that. They're not getting the return on the K command. Probably force me to discard return a creature at instant speed here. And then I just have to counter it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Let me tell you. That is not it. Counter that. And then you can play your Goyf. I will push it. Or no, they play Ren. Is Marsh? Where's Marsh? 2 or fewer, so it'll come in tapped. But they get to play Ren. Come on now. Come on now. Put Loros into our hand and pass the turn. Put Loros into our hand and pass the turn. So they have no lands, thankfully. They have to fetch to get like positive value on Ren. But I mean, uptaking a Planeswalker is always value. Sure. Play both Goyfs. Sure. Push on that. Sure. Sure. Here. Oh no. And then black this to play Ruin Crab for sure. We probably will not be blocking Goyf. Since I stopped playing 40k because kind of my paper, yeah, 40k is it's a hobby that I've always thought about. It's a hobby that I've always thought about because it looks fun. I played miniature games like that. Maybe not as in depth, but I played like the Star Wars. I'm forgetting the name of it, but I still have some of the figures. But like it's like a Star Wars. Like you have the ships, you can like move them around and everything. It's not Star Wars Imperial Assault or whatever it is. Like with the actual like character figures, it's just like the flight figures from Fantasy Flight. So I played similar like board-based like tabletop stuff like that. But I've never actually played like a full game of 40k. It definitely looks interesting to me though. I've never played a full game of 40k. Okay, so you're gonna get that. And then I'm gonna, oh, I misplayed that. I could be milling 3 more. I forgot there was another crab in my yard. Pun counter number 2. Someone had that pun counter number 2. Probably should be like number 5 at this point. Literally should be pun counter number 5, but someone add to the pun counter. Add like 2 punts to the pun counter. Someone in Twitch chat add like 2 punts to the pun counter. Because that needs to happen. Oh god, there goes my archive trap. Ah, Loros. Yup. There goes one of my crabs. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. 6, 6, 12, 3. I have to block one of these. And then I just lose to... I don't know. What do I actually win with here? Like, visions into, like, something absolutely insane, probably? Yeah, visions into something absolutely insane. So we get a block, like... No, well, if we're gonna block, we block this. Yeah, if we're gonna block, we block that. So visions and I mean, visions doesn't even do it. That's the funny thing. Visions doesn't actually do it. I'm one off. Yeah, that's pain. Okay. I like 40k. It's not a good strategy game right now. The rules are not great, but I play for a social reason. It's not bad. It's not great. Sold my 40k for 20k. Oh, that's pain. That's pain. Yeah, no, I've heard they can get really, they can get like really expensive, and they get you like, they force you to upgrade, like, or they force you to like stay on top like pretty actively. That's what I've heard. Where they force you to stay on top like pretty actively. I think there's something to be said about like EE and Soul Guide Lantern as well, considering Ren and 6 and Goyf. I think there's something to be said about it. I just don't know how deep I want to go. I think this might be enough. I don't know. Like, do I take out baubles for it? I think I'm fine. Let's run it. But I get it for social reasons. I remember like at a point I was playing the Fantasy Fight like Star Wars game for like social reasons at a point, because it was just like, it was fun, but like I didn't want to spend the money to get like the top tier ships and like really start like doing well. I would just go to like the local store and like a couple buddies there playing it, and like I would like jam it, and like it'd be fun, right? But like then they would hold like small championships and stuff like that, and it's just like, yo, I don't have the money, like, because you gotta like buy like individual, like you gotta buy the individual ships, and then you gotta buy these off packs to get like the character cards to help upgrade these ships. So you end up buying like a lot of useless cardboard and all these ships that you don't need. So I ended up selling out of most of it, and then I just kept some of the models that I really liked, like some of the ones that I painted with the wife and everything. It's like I kept some of those models, and I have them lying around. I have some at work on my work desk. I have like a Millennium Falcon and everything, stuff like that. But like, yeah, simple stuff. Games Workshop makes WotC look like the greatest thing. Yeah, it really does. It really does. I'm aware of some of the practices. So, yeah, it really does by the looks of it. Let's see. It really does by the looks of it. Again, these hands are brutal. Maul. Okay, fine. I will keep this on the merit. It's got double bauble and hopefully can draw me into something else. Cast. Darkslick Shores, and then to get around the Thoughtseize, we obviously cast these next turn. So let's see what you can do now. So you're drawing a mountain. Draw your mountain, and let's see what you draw next. You're drawing a Verdant Catacombs. Okay. I had a Millennium Falcon at the end of Fusion, but never played it. Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually gonna catch the fattest L of my life. Like, yo, this Ragavan's about to swing into me. Oh no. Yo. I probably should have just mauled harder for the removal. Probably should have just mauled harder. I mean, they drew the Verdant Catacombs. Hopefully they play that. Like, I don't know. Like, hopefully if they play Verdant Catacombs in a Ren, and I can just hope. Like, I don't know. That's my bet. Then again, I've started to use Wet Palette, and now I'm looking into start airbrushing. It's like they know exactly how to play this deck. It's fine. It's probably this opening. I probably should have gone to 5. I probably should have gone to 5, just to try and find like something with a little bit more removal. But yo, the fact that they kept a 7 with the Ragavan. Oh god. All right. Come on now. Come on now. What? Opponent. Oh my god. Elvish Reclaimer. Alright. I ended up playing Elder for a couple years and ended up offloading like points after like, oh my god, damn. Yeah, definitely put this away. Okay, Ragavan definitely has to go. This has to be played tapped, and we passed through. I was cleaning up my storage unit last week. Found like 3 20-gallon tubs full of old WizKid stuff. Mage Knights, Hero Clicks. Wow. Yo, the Hero Click stuff is actually like... The Mage Knight and Hero Click stuff is actually crazy good. Because like, I know a lot of D&D players actually really love that stuff. Just because of like the tiled units and stuff. Like a lot of D&D groups that will put an emphasis onto... like combat, like really visualizing and things like that. Like they will go less for the story driven aspect, and you know, they really enjoy like the combat aspect. Stuff like that is actually really big for them. I know like if you put those up for sale or like whatever, like you usually will find buyers for it. Or if you ask around, like there usually tends to be like some GMs or two that like you can really get some value off of. I think it needs 3, right? It's 3 or more lands in the yard. So the reason I didn't archive trap in between is like the Renin 6. Oh, I just passed through. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, well, let's do it now. Let's hit them with this. And I was just passing through. I didn't realize I was passing through. That's just me. Add to the pawn counter. Enrico, you've been doing God's work on the pawn counter. Add to the pawn counter. Make me hurt. Yeah, Sun claimed them for his group. Yeah, no, I can imagine. I'd imagine they're really solid. Like I remember when I played like the starter thing for D&D just to kind of like whet my appetite for it and everything. So that's been like super fun. That was super fun, I should say. And yeah, just kind of whet my appetite for it. That was super fun. Oh my god, did they not look for a land? So they're gonna get a Saga for sure. Yeah, okay. Wow, that's crazy good though. What they just did there, that is crazy good. Because now that's just gonna get a counter right now. Reclaimer and Saga. Wow. Who knew? Lands as a resource. Who knew that'd be good? Who knew? But I know like if I do get some time to stream this week, or it's gonna be like next week at the earliest, I do want to get some games of Ad Nauseam going. I do want to start branching out into some other decks for the sake of the channel, like the YouTube channel, just helping to grow that. I thought rogues would help, but rogues have been biting me in the back, so we might have to switch to Ad Nauseam, which may not be as competitive, but it's probably better than rogues. It is like self-mill, so it's like my foray into like combo decks. Maybe help me like think outside the box a little bit. Yeah, I probably need a draw removal spell for that. Okay. Okay, so I can't stop the Saga, but I can stop the Goyf. Because that needs to happen. Yeah, I can't stop the Saga, but I can stop the Goyf. So let's do that. That wasn't actually like a terrible visions there. So might actually still have a running chance in this match here. So we're gonna cast Bauble, and then turn in a ton of the immunities for winning and placing in tournaments. LE? Sorry. Oh, did you see the inverter list I sent you? I did. Sorry. Yes, I did. You sent me 2 of them. I did. I did see them. So they're going to draw Thoughtseize. They might Thoughtseize me. My apologies. There's like too much going on. I actually wanted to play Adnaz Inverter today. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Not Inverter, sorry. I wanted to play Adnaz and the Thoughtseize list today. But I just couldn't think in time. I literally just couldn't think. I didn't have the mental capacity for it today. So I thought I would just do this. Next week, I'm telling myself I cannot play like traditional mill lists. This is really just like... Today, I think I wanted to use as like the ending to my trilogy of trying to deal with Wisnia and Sodek, and doing my due diligence, and then after that, just like go back to like a little bit of normalcy. Come on now. Is this where it really ends? Just drawing lands? I am dead. Yeah, okay, that is where it ends. Sad life. And essentially, you just play 60 card good stuff and 1-ofs of everything, and they're just all good cards, and they've just been like 5-0ing leagues with it. So that's been hella cool. And like Blitz has like these cool versions of it with like mill. So I really wanted to try those out. And then the gut shot list, the 4 visions, 4 into the story, 4 gut shot mill list at 5-0'd, that is way too spicy for me to not try. That is way too spicy for me to not try. So there's a lot of things that I want to try, just not enough time to try them immediately. Okay. Goose off the top, which means we go Watery Grave push off the top. Yeah. If you look, I don't like, they were playing gut shots as like a free spell just to deal with X1s like Ragavan and Dragon's Rage Channelers, I guess. But I mean, yo, it's the fact that it 5-0'd, it's too funny. I gotta try it. Like, I have to try it. It's like, it's so bad, but it's good. Like, I'm not saying it's competitive, but it looks so much fun. It looks so much fun. What the hell is this? Huh? What am I playing against right now? Why did I read that now? Enrico, why did I read that now? No, why did I read that now? Okay. I'm going to Surgical Mayhem Devil and just start from there. Yeah, I'm going to Surgical Mayhem Devil and just start it from there. Or Witch's Oven. That sounds like a friggin'... Yeah. Witch's Oven sounds like a surgical, actually. Because I don't want to get got by the cat oven here. Okay, so they have the Cauldron Familiar. That's fine. They had a Mayhem Devil. Okay. But this doesn't really matter to us, right, though? Lonis doesn't really bother us, particularly, now that I'm reading it. Right? Lonis is not bad for us. Okay, cat. So they can't cat oven us, and that's fine. Sure. Oh my god. Okay, do a little bit of searchy search. Lonis and Academy Manufacturer are very annoying together, but Witch's Oven was a good call. You should have a counter. You should have a counter good plays. Yeah. Okay, so we can archive trap them here. Sucks that they're 1-off, but that's fine. I should have done this on end step. Now they can sack tokens to thing. Yeah, again, just misplaying constantly here. I should have just done this on end step. I'm not thinking through. This is every time I face a new deck. I completely forgot like all the interactions I got to think about. But to be fair, they can do that in instant speed, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is an instant speed effect. It doesn't really matter. Like doing it on end step, they would have just done it there as well. That's fine. I think at this point, I just hold up Drown for... Yeah, I think at this point I just hold up Drown for Mayhem Devil. Like, we're very close to the visions, and we're missing land drops, as always. It's just pain. Counter this. Go away. Pass through. Go for the attacks. You don't have to pay mana for this? What? You don't have to pay mana for this? Yeah, I don't know what permanents you're getting off of me. Are they lands? No, it's a non-land. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know like what you're actually doing with that card against us, but I think we just block the 5. Actually, I think we just take the chump here. This is a lie. This is actually a lie. Oh my lord, like what is going on? Like I can win. I can do this. Like I can actually win this game if this deck will cooperate with me. Yo, what is going on right now? Like how much damage am I gonna take this turn? Like actually, on board it's 8. I go to 3. And then what am I supposed to do this turn? I don't even have a Crypt Incursion. What am I supposed to do? This is insane. If I just drew a land this turn, I would have been able to do something. Like maybe like I could have made like maybe the top. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Oh my lord. Yo. This deck does not want to cooperate with me right now. Yeah, this deck does not want to cooperate with me right now. Might be like too much though if I lose all that, but you know, I have the density. That's fine. Let's run it like this. All the graveyard hate, all the removal. Because we're gonna need a little bit of everything. They're playing a lot of creatures. We need the graveyard hate for the cat oven combo. I definitely need extirpate for that. Yo, I'm telling you, if you haven't played Arena, you don't even know the pain of the cat oven combo. You might have played against it in Modern, in which case you do. But that combo is a pain to grind against. It's like almost a guaranteed win. It is painful. Fine, I'll keep this on the play. Birds, okay. We'll play birds off the rip then. Ooh, goose off the rip, okay. Jeez Louise and a can of cheese. Okay. Alright, we're off to the races then. This is the type of game we're going to have right now. I love it. Alright, this is the type of game we're going to have. We're going to accelerate, and we are just going to through the moon here. You're topped out, no veil? Bet. Let's get it. Let's get it. 3 crabs out. We're off to the races. You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for the YouTube video that when we get like another Like we get like a 1-drop mill spell or a 2-drop mill spell that's so good, or I don't know, like it's probably going to be a 1-drop mill spell. 1-drop mill spell that's so good that I have to create a YouTube video with like Hedron Crab on it, and it's got like an X through it, and then it's like me with my head down be like, this ain't it. And then it's just like all the people who are just like, you know, no context, they're just falling for the clickbait. That's what I can't wait for. I can't wait to make that video and then just get the views. Can't wait. Okay, perfect. We are going to be milling them for a crazy amount here. This is going to be glory. This is going to be true glory right here. Sure. That's fine. You can do whatever the hell you want. But I'm getting my triggers. That's fine. So 2 of my triggers fizzle. Yep, 2 of my triggers fizzle. 1 of them goes through, and then I just hard cast this. And you're just getting pooped. And then now you have the ability to... Well, you don't actually, not anymore. You don't have the ability to oven combo me unless you create a thing. Which is fine. You can cat oven me. But is it going to be fast enough? That's the key. Is it fast enough, though? Oh, there's only 1 cat in there? Did they shave cats? Dream Twist, Twiddle Storm. Dream Twist, Twiddle Storm. I love that. Dream Twist, Twiddle Storm. Dream Twist, Twiddle Storm. Goddamn, goddamn. Goddamn. Goddamn, goddamn. Okay, so we're one off like searching with the archive trap. So we have that as like the biggest backup. Actually, what that reminds me. I'm just gonna like hold on. Just like remembering things to do right now. This is me and my ADHD mind right here. Okay, let's put that there. Just so I remember that. So that's me and my ADHD mind remembering to do things. And before I forget, just write that down. Okay. Cool. Stuff and things. All right, cool, 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 cool. So I managed to do all that and kill 1. But you're dead anyway. Save targets. All right. Now, if we could just have a hand like this again, next game, that'd be great. That would be absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. If we could just have a hand like this again. That would be absolutely great. Please, please, please. You can't deal 16 damage to me. Come on now. All right, there you go. Run it back. Run it back, run it back. Here to catch wins. Not losses, just wins. We are here to catch the wins. We are here, we're here, we're here to catch the wins. Winning is so much fun. All right. Lewis of the Dream then. Mulligan. Keep. Drop field. Done. Sure. Okay, play an accelerant. Oh, look, I didn't even notice how many cards they brought in post board. They actually brought in 1, 2, 3, 8. I think they just brought in their whole sideboard. I don't know if I'm counting that right. I think they actually just brought in their whole sideboard and they managed to keep a 7. Rip. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, rest in peace. Saga it is. Pithing Needle on field, probably. That's pretty good. Gotta love the random tech that they managed to bring in. Yeah, Pithing Needle on field is probably what you want. Vista, yeah, I guess. Yeah, Vista works too. Yeah, Vista works too for sure. Let's play that. See if we can get the cat here. That would be the sweetest thing. If we could just grab the cat, that would be the sweetest thing. If we could just grab the cat. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm more than content with Mayhem Devil. Yeah, we took out the Tashas, but it doesn't really matter. I'm more than content with the Mayhem Devil. Oh, the snipe. Oh, the snipe. Oh, the absolute snipe out of the hand. Love it. Perfect. The absolute snipe. Okay, good. Bombardment. Okay. So I'm going to take that, because they got to lose this land. Ooh, they found a Cauldron Familiar. That's what I was hoping to dodge. If I managed to dodge a Cauldron Familiar there, I might have been able to do it. But you know what? This probably is good enough as it is. Because, you know what? They didn't have a basic to find. They're just about to lose this Urza Saga. They can tap it for mana and do something, but they're just about to lose this, so I think I've done a pretty good job of like managing the mana here. So that's pretty sweet. So they found a breeding pool, that's fine. They don't have anything to sack with it, so that's pretty sweet. So I'm gonna just do this. I actually should have played the Watery Grave tapped, but that's fine. I think we're fine here. Sure, they're going to draw a card. And then any creature they try and play here, realistically, I'm going to try and counter it. Because that's going to be them getting farther and farther away. Yeah, like this. So getting farther and farther away from being able to actually create a food token to then get their familiars back. So that's going to be one way we kind of skyrocket this game forward. Even better. So what I love with this, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this tapped. Do this. Save targets, always yield. Put this into my hand. Have a little bit of protection for those crabs. Just double check, of course. All right, pass through. Was distracted for a while. Is Cat Oven a thing in Modern? I hate the deck in Historic. The first thing, yeah, it's not a thing. I would actually call it like a tier 2.5 deck, or a tier 2 deck. Like it's not terrible. Like actually, it really isn't. It's just not like an actual like tier 1 thing, but it is still a powerful like grind engine at the end of the day, right? That's what it is at the end of the day. Okay, so they found themselves a food token. That is upsetting. That's fine. Double trap it is. They found themselves a food token. So I have 26 cards to mill off my hand here. If I can find a land, we get even farther. Sure. Sure. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got, opponent? And again, noticing that they do have 75 cards coming off the rip here, so yeah, I think we'll let them do all of this. So we'll hit him with this at end step. Then if we can find a fetch, pretty sure we have it here. If we can find a fetch, we should have it. I mean, that works too. Force of Vigor, Karn. Okay, let's let them operate on the fact that we don't have it. Or I could just play around the Veil of Summer. That's another thing. They could have the Veil. So I have to assume they bring in at least 2, right? So I see 1 in here. There's 2. Do they have a 3rd? I have to assume at least 2, and I did mill over 2. Is there a difference? No, I'll let them go for it. I don't think there is really a difference. Let's go for it now. If they have the Veil, then, you know, they're using the clue to do that. It's like 1 less trigger. Okay, yeah, so they did have another Veil, but I managed to mill that over. So that's fine. So now they have all these cards, and I am just yielding away. That's fine. Yep. 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 And do another 3 damage to me. Do you have this? So I need to just draw a land. I need to draw a land, and we are Gucci. We are so solid. We are so solid if I can find a land. That's interesting. Okay, Soul Guide Lantern. That's fine. Takes the Surgical Extraction. Soul Guide Lantern takes the Surgical Extraction. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Now we're going to start drawing removal. Now we're really going to start drawing removal. Okay. Let's kill this now. Let's force the action from there, and let's force that so they can sack it to Goblin Bombardment. They don't get the opportunity to cast something with higher mana if they need to. That's fine. That's Goblin Bombardment there. We will play Luros of the Dream Den. Because we can't seem to draw what we need. So play that out for the sake of, like, lifelink or whatever. But they can obviously do the sack tricks where we don't do any damage for it. But I don't know. It's something. It's something. If they feel like it's a threat, they might waste some resources and use them to kill the Luros of the Dream Den. They might just feel like it's that free. Let's just go for it. So that's an opportunity as well. But you can see how the Cauldron Familiar, the Cat Oven combo is it is something to grind against. It is quite something. It is quite something. Okay. There it is. You gonna concede? Thank you. All right. Would you like to play first? Yes. Are we playing against a Luros deck? No, I can't keep this. That's so tough. Mulligan. Yes, I can keep this. I can keep this, though. I'll probably drop Archive Trap here. Keep this, drop Trap. Chances are it might just stay dead in my hand, so we'll see. Play out the Rune Crab. Love this hand on the play. Oh, I should not be passing through. Oh, I didn't play the Bauble. Add that to the pawn counter. I'm forgetting about Bauble. I did not play out Bauble. I do not play out Bauble. Bolt? Push? Bump in the night. Rakdos burn. Maybe playing out the Bauble won't even matter because we're just going to take a L so quick. Okay, Rakdos burn. Okay. All right. So be it. Rakdos burn. Oh, bump in the night. Oh, my lord. Considering how slow this game is going to be, this is going to be 6 damage over the course. Oh. Rakdos artifacts. Interesting. What are you drawing? Wow. Okay, yeah, this is definitely, yeah, this is why a deck looks like this is definitely going to struggle in a league. In a league is going to struggle. There's a lot of high variance. This is it's not the type of thing that 4 Mystical Disputes and 4 Soul Guide Lanterns is going to be ready for. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's see what we can do against Shrapnel Blast. Let's see what we can do against Shrapnel Blast. Got rid of 2 of them at least, or 1 of them. Lava Spike. Yeah. Lava Spike. Yeah. Opponent, second main? Okay. So we'll crack Flooded Strands here. So part of this game plan is going to be getting to 20 for visions as well, so. Falcon Wrath. Oh my god. What is this list? What is this list? Okay, play that out. And just keep throwing stuff at their face. That's the best I can do, right? Just keep throwing stuff at our face. This is like a budget brew too. They're playing like the pathways. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. This is one of those like crazy things about Mill. Is like it can so quickly just lose to a budget brew. And like this is one of those examples. Like their deck can definitely turn on us real quick. You know, you get 3 artifacts out, you get the Gal Blast, you sack one of them, Shrapnel Blast, like yo. This is gonna be a game. This is gonna be a game right here. At this point, I need to draw Visions of Beyond, or nothing else is gonna work. No, that's fine. So you get 2 blood tokens. That's 5 damage at my face. I can't even fetch. That's 5 damage at my face. Tasha's for the win. Tasha's for the win. Please. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go. Yo. Let's go. Yo, Fatal Pushes don't look like they're gonna do anything in this matchup. I don't know. Should I bring in like Engineered Explosives for the tokens so they can't? Alright, yeah, no worries, Ludic. I think I'm gonna bring an EE in because, like, I don't know, like, for the tokens so that they can't, like, Gal Blast them. Damn, food truck made me hungry. Yo, go get some stacks for me. Go get some stacks on my behalf. Go get some stacks on my behalf. Man, I need to, on that note, God, after this league, yo, your boy needs to go eat, shower. I am. My mind is fuzzled right now. My mind is fuzzled. Okay, this hand is serviceable. Again, we're not playing like multiple healing effects, so this is really just going to be beat down as fast as we can. Wow, did I take out my removal? They actually just managed to play a 1-drop. That is sad. Okay, we're gonna play something that blocks it. Wow, like, don't worry, I'll be full after Shaft feeds me free wins. Yo. See what we can do here. Okay, bolt the crab, that's fine with me. Both the crab swing for 1. Spike me, sure. At least they're allowing adult beverages. It's a way to knock through time. It's a way to knock through some time, I guess, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, hit him with this, because that's a shrapnel blast coming out my face. Like, okay, they're drawing a land, that's good. Yo, they're playing Blood Crypts, no fetches. This deck would actually be, like, miles better with fetches, and they're not playing fetches. Like, that is, like, I'm relying... Oh my god. I'm relying on so much. Maybe I should have kept the Surgicals, and I should actually drop Archive Trap. Maybe that's actually the way to play this. Like, actually, maybe that's the way to play it. Okay. So, play the mountain. You're gonna sack a blood token. Okay. So you're gonna draw a card. That's fine. So you're not gonna do much. Does this have haste? I don't even know. With haste! With haste! Yo, I took out my removal spells for this. Okay, all right, fine. We'll take out the Archive Traps. Game 3, we're going to take out the Archive Traps. And, yeah, Game 3, we'll take out the Archive Traps and bring back the removal. Because I actually thought I wouldn't need it as much. But it looks like I do. See if I can find the Shrapnel Blast. Actually. I'm gonna just burn these because I might not get there. Okay. Let's hit Bump in the night. Or can they cast Bump? They can't cast Bump. So I get Lava Spike. They have a Skewer the Critics in their hand too. Oh my god. Well, this is sad. It's actually sad. I need this Archive Trap to go off, which it's not. I have to now chump the 3 damage over there, or I'm gonna take way too much. Like, they're gonna sack a blood token, they're gonna skewer me. I'm at least taking bare minimum 4 damage this turn if I chump. But I don't know. Crypt Incursion does create a saving, like a small saving grace for me. Like, I can, it's not even that much. Honestly, I just gained 6 life, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, so I have to chump this. Or I'm just taking too much damage at once. At least Shrapnel Blast doesn't do anything now, but now I'm just taking free damage. So if they didn't draw land, they just go Skewer. Oh my lord. Okay, alright. They have that Skewer next turn. I can't win. So I don't know. What do I draw into that actually helps me right now? I think Tasha's doesn't win. There's nothing I can do to draw into this. Like, you just thought Tasha's not gonna win. There's no way. It gets like maybe 20 cards, 25, 14 cards. Yeah, not that many. Okay, concede. Okay, take out the Archive Traps. Take out the Archive Traps. We can do this. We can do this. It's possible. Like, the threats aren't like as high velocity. The threats aren't as high velocity, so we can do this. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's fine. It's not a deck list that we're necessarily prepared for, but that's okay. That's okay. They're not playing Blood Moons, so we can create lands relatively freely. But I mean, it's not necessarily that we want to create those. But yeah, now the Field of Ruins don't really have that much use, but that's fine. Hopefully the EE can get rid of some blood tokens. We need a highly aggressive hand on the play here to get anywhere. Or remull to 5 and just lose. Okay. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Okay. What do you got for me? Shock that in. Yup. Watery Grave tapped. Messed me up. 1 damage, create a blood token. Yup. Cast Bauble. Do this. Actually, considering this deck, I actually probably want to Bauble on my turn because I'm not worried about Thoughtseize. I actually want to draw cards on my turn. Yup. 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 You have Skewer the Critics? Because that's actual pain. No? Okay. Grab an island and draw. That's all I have at this point. And then at least turn on Drown a little bit as well. That's funny. 2 draws. Insane. Insane. Draw this, play that. It's something. Draw the card on my turn. Okay, so I definitely don't want them to draw that. I'm gonna do this now. Sanguine Stature is gonna be really problematic. So I'm gonna take that away. Yeah, they already have the Galblast in hand. Yeah, so that's fine. They have Shrapnel, Bolt. Absolutely ballistic. Like, this is... Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is like... Oh, my mind. My mind is reeling right now. This is a maddening cacophony of spells. This is a maddening cacophony of spells. Okay. It's not great now. Because they're definitely going to Shrapnel Blast like one of them. They may or may not. I don't know. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah. I think this is just a loss. Like, I don't know why I should play this out. So I play this on 0. Oh, and then I can't because no mana was spell to cast it, so I can't even kill those. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I just lose. It's fine. Right. That's actually an all. Yeah. See, I'm thinking of that for archive traps. In my mind, I'm like, yo, archive traps, perfect. Yeah, sounds fine. Keep it. We're on the draw, but messed me up. Let's go, gold border. Respect the cat. I know you're not a mill player because they know mill player got those gold borders. Sure. Double Bauble. Yep. So let us draw, then Bauble us again. Okay, alright. Do this. Darkslick Shores. And what are we playing against? What can I meme against right here? Not that I'm irritated. Came south to avoid winter weather, and now we're getting an ice. Oh my god, that's awful. On that note, actually, let me try and share some of your pain. Let's be pain together here. I haven't checked the weather for the rest of the week here in Toronto, so let's see what's going on here. So obviously, you know that good Toronto weather. Yo, overnight is gonna be 10 centimeters of snow. And 10 to 15 centimeters of snow in the morning. Yo, there's about to be a massive snowfall tomorrow. Yo, that's garbage. That's absolute garbage. Thank God I'm working from home. Yo, that is garbage. But your boy's gonna be out shoveling that snow though. Yo, I need to head out now. Yo, and the wife said we haven't snow building in Virginia. No, like, yo, all right, we in this together. Your boy's gonna be shoveling some snow tomorrow and staying inside. Just sitting down, doing some work, staying inside. Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, opponent, come on. Come on. So you got out the Tashas. You're not going to auto-lose the Tashas. Yup. Play a threat. Playing against Loros Jun, by the looks of the Goyf. Let's go Power Milsec. Okay, Ragavan. Okay. Let me put Loros into my hand. Let's do that. Let's put Loros in my hand. Then I can chump Ragavan, play another one. Yeah, definitely chumping here. Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Bling, bling, ding, 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 ding. Alright, play it. Cast it, crack it. Cast it, crack it. Yeah, that's fine. You just had to have the One of Nihil Spellbomb. You just had to have the One of Nihil Spellbomb. That's fine. Loros comes out. From South Texas, no ice. Yeah, no, I can imagine. I can imagine. I don't know how to feel about snow either. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to feel about snow sometimes either. For you, it's going to be a lot worse. 100%. Just being in like a warmer climate. Just used to that. A lot of ways. I mean, I do hate the heat. It's usually a little bit more comfortable in the cold. I don't know how people feel about the cold versus the heat, but I do, you know, I think generally I do feel a little bit more comfortable in the in the cold. But I mean, the heat, obviously a little bit more life. You get to do more things. Life in terms of like literally biology. I do envy a lot of things in you know that climate sometimes, because hey, look, as someone who does like to get out and about sometimes, to be able to go out. I mean, you know, people like states south of Florida, year-round golf and stuff like that. That's some fun stuff. Let me tell you, that is some fun stuff. 25 years to see a real snowflake. Oh my god. That is hilarious. 25 years to see a real snowflake. That is hilarious. Yep. Okay, so you're gonna create a 1/1, and then you're gonna get a 2/2 or a 3/3. Sorry, you're gonna get an artifact out of it. I like seasons. As sweet, I might be biased. Wait, seasons? What do you mean? Like, wait, like summer? I don't. Wait. I mean, I do like multiple seasons. I do like multiple seasons, I'll tell you that. I like the gradual transition, if that's what you're talking about. Yes, we're gonna go bang. Into bang. Oh my god. Into bang. And then you take that. I'm gonna fetch for a. Can you imagine if Shelldock Isle was fetchable? I would have never left that card behind. Can you imagine if literally if Shelldock Isle was fetchable? Damn. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. You know, I don't even need to tell y'all. If y'all would know. I'm pretty sure y'all would feel it. If Shelldock Isle was fetchable, I'm pretty sure y'all would feel it. Yo, fingers crossed opponent is dead. If it was printed in Eldraine, it would have been fetchable. Yo. Probably have like one more K command, right? Goyf. What do I surgical here? Ragavan, DRC. So they have like kind of one of everything there. Yeah, K command is probably one of the more annoying things that they can get out right now. Yeah, let's just take K command. Because they're probably playing like a one more, I would imagine. Urza Saga. Yeah, it's kind of like one of everything type of deal right here. Let's just take the thing that like might blow us out if they play Dash and a Ragavan, you know, stuff like that. So let's just take that. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh my god, Unholy Heat would have been a grab. That would have been a slap hard grab. Wow. Okay, well, that's fine. None of that. Okay, well, let's take that out in case they do get to the point where they ult that. Yeah, let's hit this now. Lived in Yunnan, China, the city of eternal spring. Not as interesting. Ooh. Is that actually a name for it? That's really interesting. Like I've heard names like there's some parts of the UK where it's called like the land of the midnight sun, where like just because of where it is, like the sun stays up like, you know, for longer hours of the day. I've heard names like that, but the city of eternal spring, is that actually like because of the scenery, or is that because the weather and the climate is more so spring throughout most of the year? That's really cool. I've never heard that. That's really cool. Perfect. Yeah, in South Texas we only have 3 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and summer 2. Winter, spring, summer, and summer 2. Take Ren. Yeah, Ren was an option too. It was really just like a one of everything. Play like that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. We're still, I mean, we are on game 4. We are on game 4, sorry. We are on game 4. Same climate all year round. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's keep this. We have a ton of removal, and we have the chief for like the thing on 2. This is good. This is good. We have a very interactive hand. Did they actually just bring in like 7 cards? It's 8 cards actually. 1, 2. Yeah, it's 8 cards they brought in. Why do people do this and succeed? Why do people do this and succeed? Is it just because like the average land count? The average land count is so high that we just need to be playing more mill spells? Like maybe that's another reason to be playing like Maddening Cacophony. The average land count of decks are so high, they just like do these sideboard plans that are just absolutely insane. And it just actually works out for people. It's pain. It's absolute pain. Okay. Especially like Yorion decks. They could probably get away with it. Like they do want a high level of consistency, but they could probably just get away with it. Okay, so we gotta be ready for a Dash Ragvan. I don't think I'm ready to shock anything in. Not just yet. So they know our hand perfectly here. I showed them the Prismatic. Green source probably here. Green red, green black, probably green red. Okay, green black. If you've not been a Kunming, you should. It's the best punk music place in China. That is interesting. Punk music in China, just thinking about like the ideals of the country that have been portrayed to the West at least, and like punk music coming together. That's actually pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I've never been to that side of the world at all. And I've definitely always wanted to go. So yeah, that's definitely something to add to the list. That is one hundo P, something to add to the list. Let's not draw 10 lands in a row. So they know what we're gonna draw. So they'll probably play land threat. Here, they might even dash in Ragavan because I don't know. I'm trying to save Thirst for the Renin 6, and they might just outplay me by trying to bait my push or bait my removal spell, be seeing that I'm a bad player, and then just dash in a Ragavan, and then I just start losing from there. Oh, they should put Luros in their hand. Okay, cool. Oh, good. They don't get the Ragavan. It's just about love. It is different. Okay. Okay. It's interesting from a cultural difference perspective, from like, you know, punk music, like what people think of punk music here, and then what you're saying punk music over there is being cultural. That's actually that's pretty interesting. So let's hit this. We'll drown the Luros. So there's 2 ways I could have gone here. I could have gone Bloodchief's Thirst into Crypt to just get really greedy with it and then stop the Luros value ultimately. I could have done that. That was one way to do it. Felt like I was too greedy use of my resource. I think I can hold off on this Crypt. I think this Crypt might give me some turns. Oh, of course. Yeah, like, of course. Yeah, well, I might as well. Yeah, I might as well counter this, actually, because at this point, the Crypt is super valuable to me. That is pain. Yeah, of course. Just have it. That is absolute pain. Okay. The greedy line was the way, apparently. But then I would have had no way to kill Luros, so it's the same thing. Oh. Okay. No Luros, okay. I mean, I guess they can see that I can kill it with the Thirst, so. Okay. But they could have, I don't know, they could have gotten like so much value off of it. I don't know. They really could have. about it. I'm gonna keep drawing lands. Okay. So I have to kill this. Put this tapped. Oh, I'm gonna keep drawing lands here too. With an interactive heavy hand, and I just can't get anything going. What do you want from me? Bloodstained Mire, sure. Fetch out. They're just gonna dash in Ragavan, and I'm just gonna be like, what is going on? I mean, I'm holding the Crypt up in response, so you can't really do that. Yeah, that's fine. So let that happen, and then I'll just do this, take all the creatures out of their yard, and I don't know, try something from there. I'm at 25. Let's do it. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. They didn't exactly misplay. That's fine. So they had 5 types beyond that. Wow. They had 5 types beyond that. Yeah. Land, instant, sorcery. Yeah, no, that's fine. Cool. Yep. Why wouldn't it just let me autopass? There's no blockers. Come on. Come on. This is what Daybreak games need to fix. Like small stuff like that. What am I blocking for? What is like? Okay. Okay. I have just flooded out, so that's fine. I've flooded out at 21 lands. I've literally flooded out at 21 lands. I really almost want to bring these in now. I almost want to like just do this. See how that works. I almost want to try this. This might be the map. Let's try it out. Let's try it out for the sake of concepting. Let's try it out. Actually, we should actually, if I do that, I actually should have swapped visions. If I'm doing that, actually, visions can still work. Visions can still work. I actually should have swapped visions. Yeah, that would have been better. If you go 1 for 1 on the CMC, you just keep baubles. No. Absolutely not. Okay, it's gonna have to work. It's gonna have to work. Keep this, drop this. I'm almost certain if they kill Crab here, I lose. So we'll play it after. Let them like Inquisition it. Okay. Then I can use this turn of visions and try and draw into more lands or something. Just more mill spells in general. I kept a 7, I had to keep a 5. This is probably a loss. It's gonna be tough. I mean, I know Tron deck. I know Tron deck. I can't meme my way to wins. Alright, let's see what we got here. Visions to draw. Into another crab. Love it. But now I need a land. Alright. Just okay. That's fine. We can draw in a land next turn too. That works too, I guess. Then I get the double. Gonna play Ren. Gonna get the perfect hand here. Stomping Grounds, Ren, get wooded. Okay, I mean, at least we have Thirst for it. So that's something. Of course we can find lands. There's one game where we find 10, and then another where we find 0. Okay, Wooded Foothills into K-Command? K-Command doesn't return red, though. Into Goyf, yeah, that works. At least I gotta push for that. Oh god. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't feel like I could have gone to 4 and 1. I feel like my best opportunity was at 5. I don't think a Thoughtseize deck or an Inquisition deck I could have gone to 4-1. I think 5 is that limit. Like I'm okay with mulliganing against like Inquisition and Thing decks, but like yo, once you go to 4, your chance of winning just like plummet, and this is one of those scenarios right here. Oh my god, 3 coins. 3 coins. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right, opponent. I'm 1-3. Oh, let's fight for the second one. Let's fight. At least our opponent's 0-1 in this game, so we're 1-3 and they're 0-1. Let's see what we can do. Last seen on Jeskai Control. Currently double queuing in a Vintage Q Phantom Draft. People have the like thinking capacity for this. Like, all right. People have the thinking capacity for this. I actually shouldn't have kept it. Oh no, this is fine. Okay, I thought it was a Luros deck. I shouldn't have kept this on Luros, but on a Thing deck potentially. Might just have to play a little bit of a long game. Let's see what we can do here. Abundant Growth. Everything redraws. Everything draws cards. Oh my lord. I don't know what the shuffler is. Like sometimes I actually believe that this shuffler isn't built for true randomness. I actually like honestly believe that sometimes. I have actually consistently kept 1 lands in paper Magic and never come across this. This is insane. That is my 2nd land in a row. This is insane. It's like, yo. So it's fine. I think post board we have a lot of options at least. I don't think we're gonna win this one here. They're gonna play red in here and just run away with the game. But I think post board we do have a lot of options in terms of what we can make happen. I'm sorry, we're not playing this. We're not playing this. I've just drawn 3 lands in a row. We're not playing this. It's probably the terrible art choice. It probably is the terrible art choice. I'll take it. Okay. So we have a lot that we can bring in here. My Mysticals might not even be worth it, honestly. I think I just keep the Baubles as card draw. I think I just keep the Baubles. Because the Disputes hit... No, well, the Disputes hit a fair bit that actually bothers me. Disputes hit a fair bit that actually bother me. It just doesn't hit much early. Hits the Omnath, hits the Fairy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Moda just wants to shove the arts in my face. There's a lot I do want to bring in here. I think we can do this. I think we can do this. Let's run it. Let's run it. Again, a matchup like this, I think again, this is concepting, but I think a matchup like this is where we want a card like Into the Story. I think, anyway. We definitely want Mesmericorp. That is something that we're missing here. Mesmericorp would be a big win for us here, but gotta work with what we have, I guess. We gotta work with the poor decisions. Okay. So even if they have a shuffle effect, we can at least take away the key pieces. Sure. Prismatic me, yep. They are probably playing Forest, so I'll pass through here. Go to the draw and then hit your Solitude. Force it out of your hand, if anything. Do you play it just to kill the crab? Okay, yeah. So they're just gonna force it out of their hand. That's fine. So they got rid of the Teferi. They're gonna kill that. Yep. Yep. Okay, so do you have the shuffle effect? Sorry, I'm like covering the screen here. No, they don't even have Furies, actually. That is interesting. Just doing a double, like, kind of comb through here. Yeah, they actually don't have the shuffle effect. Okay, so that's... They don't even have the endurance. That's actually going to be really useful because I don't need the Soul Guide Lanterns. I don't need the Soul Guide Lanterns here. That is extremely helpful. Okay. So let's take these out. Pass through. At least they're off color in terms of Ren and 6, so that's nice. Sorry, we're gonna make you work for Ren and 6 here. I'll make you work for it. I'll make you work for Ren and 6. That's fine. Shard for a creature card. Reveal it. Omnath? Domri's call it. Ewit. Word? Okay, well, okay, they don't have double green for it, so that's nice. But Ewit is something. So there you go. See, Ewit is definitely why I wanted to get rid of those endurances so I don't have to deal with them as a threat and as something that kills my crabs. Okay, they had the basic force in their hand. That's great. Keep punishing them for their mana. That's it. That's all we gotta do, right? Let's just keep punishing their mana. Perfect. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's gonna be, you know, that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna make it a lot tougher for them to cast their Omnats, cast whatever they need afterwards. You know, they're off white, prismatic Teferi. It's gonna be good. Oh, they found the fetch. All right, that's fine. Yep. Play that. Yep. You're gonna play the E-Way. Okay. All right. Pause. Everyone pause. I'm going to run to the washroom. All right. We're back. Hands washed. We're clean. We're fresh. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Pass through and just hold up interaction. That's all we have at this point. We haven't been able to mill anything over. So hopefully next turn, we can just hold up Drown plus Dispute back up for their counterspell that they'll likely have. That's it. That's it. We're going to slowly start grinding them out that way. And then hopefully, you know, a Fractured Sanity and Extirpate can get somewhere far for us. Let's see what we can do. Okay, Ketria Triumph is going to be big for them. All right. Do you have the Ren in 6? Yeah, well, I'm going to counter this. Ayo, what? Come on now. Really? Whatever. Really? Really? Okay, alright. Alright. Well, in that case, I will take... I don't know, that's a tough call, actually. I think I take the Expressive Iterations, because that's an insane top deck for them. I think I take the Expressive Iterations. That is freaking tough. Jesus. Okay, yeah. I don't know how I'm supposed to play around that. I guess I could have extirpated the thing, but like, yo. Then they just play Ewit next turn and everything. Like, yo, that is tough. That is tough. Okay, so let's take out Expressive Iteration. Okay. So those are gone. Hedron Crab Milieu. And then I'm officially like out of resources. I have to now force my Mystical Dispute on a spell because the Mystical Dispute is just like officially lost its value. I have to force it on a spell. Yeah, not that one. Definitely not that one. That one's fine. So if they go to cast a Prismatic here, Prismatic on 1, I'm going to force them to tap out if they want to kill it. Right? Or this. What is going on downstairs? Alright, yo. Someone forgot to put on the fan on the range hood. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Alright, so that's fine. We got the Ewit play out of the way. They made a mistake. And that's what we want. Oh, it's still going. What is going on right now? Family's wilding out downstairs. Family's legit wilding out downstairs right now. Not gonna lie, I thought that was my setup. Yo. Okay, so we officially lost this game. This is a lost game. I don't know. This is why I think I think Into the Story is the way we beat this matchup, because this is a resource battle, and their resources draw cards. Like their creature removal spell and their threat draws a card. Their interaction draws a card. It's just like tough, like, cause like what do we do now? Everything we do gets like destroyed. Yeah, this is a loss. This is a loss. This is it. This is a tough matchup to concept. Yeah, this is a tough matchup to concept.